welcome to Joe and Zach's Survival. Sarah and her friends tonight, it's New Year's, they're having a big party here at the house, so I'm going to be kind of stuck downstairs doing my own thing, and I'm going to continue on our little series that we have on making snacks yourself. We did the potato chips already, and if you haven't watched that video, when I'm up at the tent, I always seem to be running out of snacks. There are no snacks. I don't really buy any for up there unless the kids are going out. So this time we're going to try to do something a little bit different, a little bit harder. We're going to try to make our own cheez-its. So I'm getting the stove going out here for those guys so that when it's going to be a bigger party, and some of them are going to be smokers, and I want them smoking in the garage, not the house. So I'm just getting this going for them right now, and we're going to go down and we're going to attempt to make us some cheez-its. Okay, so everything we're going to need for this recipe I pretty much had in the cupboard, except for I didn't have sharp cheddar cheese. And you're going to need an 8-ounce package or an 8-ounce block of sharp cheddar. And they say to coarsely grind it. I bought the finely ground. That's what they had available, so I hope it works just as fine. You're going to need a half a stick of unsalted butter, which I have here. And that's supposed to be at room temperature, so I cut it up so it can warm up. You need a cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of ice water, and you're going to need 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. So we've got most of that together here. I've got to get the water. I don't understand what 2 tablespoons of ice water. Why does it have to be ice water? I don't know. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and right now I'll put this recipe up so you can write it down if you want to, and then we'll get going. Okay, so the first step here is you add in your cheddar cheese, your butter, and the kosher salt, and then we're going to take a mixer and we're going to mix this up till it's all combined. So we're not adding the flour yet, and we're not adding the water. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mixer ready, and we're going to get this mixed up, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so now that is supposed to be kind of formed together. I got my water ready here. Now we're supposed to slowly add the flour in and mix it, and then it's going to become kind of pebbly. So we'll just see how that goes. Put a little bit of flour in. Mix it on low speed. A little bit more flour. The last of the flour right here. I kind of been putting my hand in there like this just to break up the big clumps a little bit. Okay, well I would say that that is rather dry and pebbly. You can kind of see what it's like. Now I'm supposed to slowly add in the ice water as I mix it on low. Okay, so apparently that was supposed to make it into a dough-like, and then it does kind of stick together somewhat. I just kind of have my wonders about how this is going to work, but we'll get it into a dough ball here, and then we're supposed to form it into a disc. They didn't say what kind of a disc or anything like that, so I just made it into a big fat hamburger, and now I'm going to wrap this in a type of a cling wrap, or you could put it in a plastic bag or whatever. Then you have to place it into the fridge for 1 hour. Okay, well, our dough has been in the oven for a little over an hour, and now I'm taking a regular cookie type sheet. And I'm supposed to use parchment paper, but I don't have any parchment paper, and I certainly wouldn't have any at the tent. But I always have tin foil up there. So I'm going to take and put tin foil in this here, then I'm going to lightly oil it with no puddles of oil or anything, and put a light coating of flour. Just do it the old-fashioned way so that it won't stick. So let me get that ready, and then we'll get that dough out of the fridge. Okay, and what we want to do is get this rolled out so it's no more than 1/8 of an inch thick. They suggest doing it in 2 parts. We'll see how this goes. So I find it way easier to take it out of the pan to roll it out. Next thing up, we're supposed to cut it into roughly 1-inch squares. Alright, now if you want a completely authentic look, go through and poke a hole in the center of all these with something that has a pointed end. I am going to skip this process and just put it in the oven. So we're going to put it into the 375-degree oven from 15 to 17 minutes. We're going to watch it. They're going to puff up a little bit, but they can touch like this because they don't really expand. And then we got to watch them to make sure that they don't get too brown because they'll burn easily. So let's get it in the oven and see if these things turn out. Alright, well, I can see right now that I could have easily rolled them out even thinner, which would not have worked well without having them on a parchment paper. So I could have done it on here, I guess, and lifted the foil and set it into the pan. But I could have got twice as many. Look at how thick they got. So I'm going to let this cool for a little bit here, and then we'll pull them off and I'll give them a taste and see how they are. Well, here's what they look like when they're all done. I definitely think we could have done them a little bit thinner. Would have got twice as many. And they would have been crisper. Let's see, here's a nice thin one. Let's give it a try. It amazingly tastes just like a Cheez-It. Oh boy. Alright, well I'm going to have a few more of these. Looks like it turned out pretty good. Okay everyone, well, Cheez-Its are done and they turned out great. I would say they have to be a little bit thinner to be really super crisp, and I could have got double the amount if I would have thinned them out. But they taste great. The thin ones are real crunchy, just like a regular Cheez-It is. And I like doing this way better than the potato chips. So anyway, this was a great experiment, and it worked real well, and I hope you guys give it a try. Thanks a lot for watching the Joe and Zach Survival Channel.